So, this is module number one. And module number one is titled Small Details. Small Details. And for me personally, I like to add quotes to things because I love wise quotes, man. It gives you a little bit more character, it gives you a little bit more understanding, and it kind of speaks to the overall theme of the module. So, despise not the days of small beginnings is the quote. The title of module number one is Small Details. Let's go. Sometimes when you're navigating through social media, it can seem as if there is a sea of people to be social with on the World Wide Web. If you're not careful, it will be easy to become overwhelmed or frustrated by the amount of people that various social media platforms gives you access to as a content creator. Because that's one thing about being a mogul in the making, is that you have to wear many hats. Okay? No pun intended. Anybody that knows me knows that like hats is just, I love it. You know what I'm saying? But one of the many hats that you will wear as a mogul in the making is a content creator. It can also be frustrating to find the audience that you can comfortably and successfully engage with if you're unclear about who your target audience is. But here is one thing that you must remember. Regardless of where you are in your social media navigation skills, never forget that small things make a big difference. Small details, and as I'm going through these modules, I just want to encourage you to take notes, okay? Because this will be helpful. So that way later on you don't have to go back through the whole video unless you want to. But here's a note to take. Small details could be the difference between you keeping the attention of people and people continuing to scroll past your page. Small details make a big difference. Here's another note to take. One of the key things that you need to use social media for is to be intentionally social. Sometimes people will get on social media and forget that it's not just about you being seen, but it's about being intentionally social. So, I mean, hence the name social media, right? Why? Why is that? Because it's called social media, not anti-social media, okay? Here's a tip. Begin engaging on social media platforms on a human level. On a human level. Not from a level of content creator to consumer, but from human being to human being. Write this down. Begin engaging from a level of humanity and not a level of harassment. Begin engaging on a level of humanity and not harassment. What does that look like? You ever get inboxes from people and it's like, I really don't know you. You've added me on Facebook, you've added me on Instagram, but I really don't have a connection to you. The best thing that you can do is when you add people or when people are added to you, spark up a normal conversation. Hello, how are you doing? My name is DH, or my name is Daniel. I am a content creator and I'm also a musician. I was going to say magician. That's not what I am. But I can make some bad beats disappear. You hear me? So you want to be able to engage on a level of humanity and not harassment. Don't spam people. Don't send things that you don't really believe in, or it's not just what you say, it's how you say it, it's how you approach people, it's the delivery that makes a big deal, and it makes a big difference. What does it look like to engage from a genuine level of humanity on social media? And these are all things that I do. And these are all things that I have used, techniques that I have used to grow my social media following and my level of social media engagement, right? Birthdays. All of us who are on Facebook have a notification that pops up every day that shares with you what your followers' birthdays are, right? It'll say it in the morning. You have 16 people. I'll get it every day. You have 10 people whose birthdays are today. You have 25 people whose birthdays are today. The best thing you can do is send them a happy birthday message. Something as simple as that can keep keep your name in people's mind, right? Birthdays. What's another thing? You see people celebrating anniversaries. Make sure you comment, happy anniversary. I wish you the best. Something that small can keep your name in rotation and in the forefront of people's minds. When you haven't seen someone that you will regularly see on your timeline, send them a message. Hey, how you doing? I didn't want anything in particular. This is what I'm saying now is something that you can say as a message to someone that you haven't seen in a while. Hey, I haven't seen you in a while. I just wanted to check on you, say hello, see how you're doing. Something that small can make a big difference. That's why it's called social media, being intentional about being social, right? Another thing that you can do to be intentionally social on social media platforms is when you see someone has a new book release, when you see them promoting a new song, that as an artist, they're promoting and marketing it, right? Say, hey, congratulations on your new release. I hope it does well, that kind of thing. One thing I can say is that people don't do too well with negativity on social media. You would think it's the opposite because so many people are negative on social media, but you draw people with light. You draw people with light and you distance people with negativity. Make sure that when people see your name in the algorithm, that you're saying something positive, you're saying something encouraging, you're saying something uplifting, because those people will have a tendency to be drawn to you on a more consistent level, okay? The next thing, intentionally commenting and liking other people's statuses. You would think that that wouldn't make a big difference, but when you're intentionally commenting, say someone puts up a nice quote that you really are intrigued by, you can simply say, hey, I like that. I like that. You like it or you love it, right? And this goes for Facebook. This goes for Instagram. You can like it, love it, comment on it, and just continue to keep your name out there by commenting, liking, and sharing, right? Something very simple. What I've found out is that when you like, comment, and share other people's statuses, and it's not something that you have to do every day, but do it consistently enough to where people can see that you are actually engaging and being intentionally social, 9 times out of 10, those people will repay you back by liking, commenting, and sharing your statuses, sharing your pictures or your accomplishments, right? This is something that I've been doing as of recently. I am terrible with texting. I am terrible, right? I'm trying to get better. I really am. But one feature that has helped me is sending voice memos. Sending a voice memo when someone asks for prayer. In this day and time, we are all experiencing something. We are all going through different things, experiencing and facing various challenges. When you see someone asking for prayer, for those of us who are believers, the least we can do is send a voice memo and just say, hey, I don't know what you're going through exactly, but I just wanted to say that I'm praying for you. I hope that all is well on your end. Just know that you're not by yourself. Everything is going to be okay. Those small details make a big difference. What's another thing you can do to be intentionally social? When someone has expressed the death of a loved one, send them words of encouragement. There's a lot going on, as I said, and sometimes that encouraging word can be the very thing that helps to pull people back and encourage them, to keep them strengthened, to give them enlightenment, and to give them a different perspective of their situation. Those are all things that you can do to be intentionally social. Those small details can make such a big difference. And not only is it helping to grow your brand, but it's a way to interact with people from a level of humanity and not just a level of harassment, right? So, in conclusion, you will receive a greater response once you begin to be intentional about your social media interactions with the people you follow and vice versa. Once you begin to be more intentional about paying attention to small details, it will eventually work out for you in a big way. So, here are the questions for module number 1. Here are the questions for module number 1. 1, the first question is, what does intentional social media look like for you? That's question number 1. What does intentional social media look like for you? 2, something about the module. What stuck to you about this module? What stuck out to you? What stuck in your mind, right? What stood out to you about this module? 3, how do you plan on, watch this, how do you plan on implementing the details that I've shared with you into your daily social media practices? What stood out to you, and what are you going to use in your daily social media practices? Don't forget, send your answers to DaychMusic, DAYCH Music 11 at yahoo.com. Stay tuned for module number 2.